Hello everyone, I want you to meet the builder, the engineer of the swarm. This little guy here is described as being an industrious bug that likes to build things and go for long walks on goo. You might be wondering, what is goo? Well, nutrient goo is one of the byproducts of these little builders. If I allow nutrient goo, they will actually sacrifice themselves to create these wee goo patches on each of the cells. Now, this goo can be upgraded to give both offensive and defensive bonuses, extra damage, extra armor, extra movement speed, and every 4 patches helps generate more nutrients. You can eventually upgrade it to 3. So again, fantastic thing for both defensive and offensive measures. Now, the builders can do much more than that. You want another hive? Simply plop it down from this wee menu here. They'll build a hive, and you can upgrade them to be more efficient, so you'll need less builders for buildings. They also have nutrient pustules. You might be wondering what this is, so let's place one down. These wee things are a sack filled with nutrients that basically generate more nutrients to create more bugs. It generates 5 every cycle or so. 2.5 without the upgrade, so bear that in mind. Then we have spore launchers, because we've got this annoying marine. Now, if only we had some way to get rid of him, apart from sending all our builders at him. The builders seemed better equipped to just eat him there, so I'm happy enough with that decision. The spore launcher is essentially a wee sentry turret. A long-range spore-launching defensive structure, has 15 health, 4 damage, 1 armor, 6.5 attack speed, range, and 1.5 attack speed. Now, it's really good at holding the line, and in some cases, even just for pushing, you can build a line of them, and builders can be very overwhelming, especially with selective breeding as a perk. We can also add in another defensive line, the Flesh Wall. Yeah, it's essentially a wall. It's got 30 health and 5 armor when it's fully upgraded. Very effective. Well, I actually think it has 10 armor when it's fully upgraded. We'll have a look at the upgrades in a wee second. We've also got the Titan Egg that they can build. Of course, that's gained by unlocking the Titan unit, which you get at the end of the builder tech tree. And we've also got my personal favourite that was just recently added to the game, and it takes an awful lot to build. It is the Spore Artillery. Shoots a long distance over 24 tiles to destroy dirty humans from afar. It essentially fires a long-range boom slug round. Now, I'm not sure, as of yet, if it is upgraded with the boom slug perks. If it is, that will be absolutely game-changing for impossible runs, for sure. So I look forward to it. And the last but not least, they can build the floor trap. Now, this is quite an ingenious wee device. I don't think there's enough humans and there's no spawners on this map to get any use out of it. But essentially, it's a wee hidden trap, and it sits there waiting for an unsuspecting human, or in some cases, I've seen it eat a tank if it was damaged. You can upgrade them to where they're permanently stealthed. So we've got through most of the builders' perks. Now, health, they've only 1 damage, they've no armor, they've 2.5 move speed, and they've 1 attack speed. So they're not exactly something that will be mowing down the front lines. That being said, you can spawn them in awfully large numbers because they only cost 1 population. So, a good strategy would be to build a hive, or 2 spore launchers in some cases. This is more for standard play. For impossible, you need plenty more than this. And if things are getting a bit hairy, you put maybe 2 flesh walls, and you would kind of push like that, building a bit of a defensive line wherever you can. Maybe things are getting really hairy, you get some backline of artillery. You can basically solo most of this entire game with, builders, spore launchers, and spore artillery. It's pretty awesome. I thoroughly recommend. There's the Titan. If any of you haven't seen him, we'll be doing a video on Meet the Titan very soon. Okay, so we've harassed this human world for long enough. Let's go look at their tech tree, shall we? On the evolutionary chamber, we can see here that you get rapid egg laying, and then you can get the builder. Now, let's go the whole way around. Nutrient pustules, from the things that generate resources that you've seen, is one of the first ones that you can get. So selecting the first one allows you to build it and unlocks the builder menu. Then we have more pus, so it gives 100% more to the nutrient pustules. When it comes to the goo, which is kind of the main factor for builders, goo now harvests 1 nutrient per 4 patches. I take that back. You actually have to get the upgrade for it to harvest goo. Did not know that. There you go. Then we have defensive goo, gives armor, and offensive goo gives +1 damage when any units are on goo. When it's a slow slog, especially in hard and impossible difficulties in Buggos, you will really need the goo to be pushing ahead, and that is why we've got goo on death. 25% chance for a builder when he's killed to goo on death, which is good. So rather than them doing it themselves, they can just keep pushing the front line. Speed goo, they move a wee bit faster, and greater goo, it goes from 4 patches to 3. So once you get those two, that really bumps up your economy as you're pushing. We have the flesh wall, of course, and its upgrades to get 20 more health and 10 armor. Once you get that, even tank rounds really don't do that much against them. On a possible difficulty, that's a different story, but we can go over to floor traps, and then you can get chew faster, so they'll recharge 50% more. And burrow deep. Now this was added recently, and it makes them quite useful. Because they burrow so deep, they're permanently hidden, kind of stealthed, bit like Command & Conquer Tiberian Sun, where the Nod units were stealthed. So when an enemy walks over, it still remains stealth whilst they're eaten, which is pretty cool. Flamers, though, and rocket men kind of negate it, because they'll just fire in that vicinity and kill them, but definitely worth looking into. My favourite line of the tech tree, we have spore launchers, which obviously you can unlock here. Then you can get +1 range and +1 range again for them to give them their 6.5 range, and then you unlock spore artillery at the end. Then we have builder legs, so it makes them move a wee bit faster. Influence, they listen a wee bit better. Efficient builders, very key to get this. It means that they're twice as efficient. That's what you saw back there. If you didn't have that, it takes a ludicrous amount to build even a spore artillery, so definitely recommend you go this way. Rebuilding just kind of is handy. If a building dies, they will attempt to rebuild it unless you delete it. Very good for pushing, because you don't want to keep placing all the spore launchers or walls that you lose. Construction squad, you start the level with 20 builders, handy. Now, the artistic zen, builders are peaceful and will not attack. I don't understand its full use, other than they won't go and attack walls, or, well, they shouldn't anyway. Yeah, I don't have much thoughts on this one. I rarely ever touch it. I don't know why it is even there at times. But that being said, you can, of course, unlock the Titan, and you can build them from here. Now, the builder is affected by virtually all of the perks, like the adrenaline that gives movement speed to bugs. That applies to the builder. We've got the selective breeding program, quite handy when you're doing just builders. Interlocking plates from the warrior, and Buggos get armor and damage. I mean, again, it's not really something that's important for builders, but the corrosive chemicals, it works. It gives them a wee bit, if a load of builders come up against a tank or a flamer, and they manage to get close enough, they can die on the tile and gain 2 damage. That's pretty useful. The healthy digestion would be pretty good for them, though, +2 health. And then the other thing I would imagine is if you're doing swarm speed for builders would also be pretty useful. Getting extra health, attack speed again not mattering all that much. But yeah, that's pretty much the builder covered. Be sure to let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll be moving on to our next one, which will be the spinner. Catch us all over there. Thank you.